just by looking at these two Rolex Daytonas, without knowing the values, which one would you pick? Someone actually traded in this two-tone mother of pearl Daytona toward this stainless steel white Daytona. But before we get into this transaction, if you follow our channel, you know we post Monday through Friday, and we're always trying to come up with a cool idea for the viewer to watch and really appreciate. And sometimes, depending on how the transaction went down, it's kind of hard to spin a video around it. So that's kind of what happened when I received this, and the guy said he'd love to see the watch featured on the channel, and I was like, don't really know how to spin a video out of this. And then I did the trade deal, trading this watch with someone else who traded this piece in, and he also said, I'd love to see a video about this transaction. But it felt like a sign between both of them making these requests. We had to spin something up. But anyway, back to the two Daytonas, tongue twister. But anyway, back to the two Daytonas. It's no secret that the two-tone Daytonas are less desirable than the steel Daytonas. It's kind of interesting because if you were in a Rolex store, you're paying at least $5,000 more for the two-tone Daytona. However, when you get to the secondary market, the steel Daytona trades for way more than the two-tone one does. But taking the two-tone Daytona stigma away, this particular variant I feel like is really attractive, and when you look at these side by side, I personally have a hard time deciding which one is cooler. All that being said, the next customer who traded this in toward this one actually had to add money, so he's adding a technically higher retail priced watch plus money to receive this one. And he said the reason that he wants to do it is because he was wearing this out with some friends and they all looked at him funny and were like, why are you wearing such a flashy watch? That's not your style. So then he felt compelled to switch it to the more classic looking all steel version. And then the one thing you have to know about this watch is I actually bought this from the original owner. It's his name on the back of the card. It's never been polished, and that he barely wore the watch. And when I received it, I would say this thing is in like 99% condition. It's almost impossible to find a single scratch, and I'd almost go as far as saying it's a new old stock example, aside from the one hairline on this link, which you can barely see. And to sweeten the deal a little bit, the guy who traded this two-tone Daytona in also gave us this 36mm Tiffany Oyster Perpetual. Only caveat with this is it doesn't have the original card or white tag. It's essentially just a naked watch with an original box. But he did tell me that the dial is supposed to be original to the watch and all factory and not a tampered with watch. So what I can do is actually, I have a way to run the serial number in a Rolex database. I'll receive information back from the Rolex database telling me what dial was born in this watch. Even if it doesn't come back with the most favorable results, still is a decent amount of value, and we'll sell it for its fair market price, whatever information comes out of it. So this piece is gone. These two are in stock and for sale. If you're interested, you can shoot us a DM.